Hello, it's Leslie and Warren again, obviously. I'm hoping I will change my YouTube channel once I get my work on, my evidence. And I do have evidence. Well, I've not just got photographic evidence, I've got stories that tell you all about what I've been through. And also my family. And the true story, you know. My apology I haven't been about, but I had a very bad time a couple of days ago. I know the internet's been playing up a bit as well. Thank you for subscribing towards me. Thank you, Chris of Mars Anomaly, and I hope you will see my evidence eventually. It's just that I've been so ill, but I thought I'd come and, well, this is better than Facebook because you've got a bigger bleeding screen and all. Because I mean, I couldn't even fit in this bleeding screen. I mean, I just left a message on Facebook to say that I'm on YouTube, to tell my mates on Facebook to listen to me, you know, and my adopted family, you know. Well, I'm, as I said, I'm a mature lady and I'm an elder. And obviously, I was told a long time ago by my dad to sit, watch, listen, and learn. And when you're sitting and watching and learning, you don't say much. Well, no, you're too busy learning. You're too busy soaking it all up, you know. Others just chose to think that they know everything, a bit like the youth now. And money's not the be all and end all. No, it's not. It will kill us in the end. You know, consumerism will. You know, I know you have to live in a small business. I don't mind that, but it's when people get the best of the best and the best of the best and everything. You know, it's got to be the best. You know, and I'm going. I'll tell you what's destroyed this. I don't believe in global warming. I believe in global changing, and that is due to all the experiments they've done. The military have in black, you know, not in secret. All the nuclear bombs they've exploded, all the nuclear testing, and many countries have done it. And the filthy rich. It's not us. And you know, when I heard that somebody said, well, you know, it's the old that make the start wars, and it's the youth that has to pay for the wars. No, it's not. It's deranged men, and they are deranged because if you have too much power and too much money and too much everything, well, Howard Hughes did. I remember seeing pictures of Howard Hughes of him totally naked and walking around on paper. Well, that's what happens when you become paranoid and you think everybody's after your wealth and everybody's after killing you and everything because you're hated. I'd rather be poor and everybody love me, you know, love me for who I am, you know, and I am poor. I mean, you know, I'm at the moment I've got the council on me. I paid a lot of my bill off and I came down to £55. I'm just going to tell you why I had a blowout, and it's now gone under £189, and I'm going, stuff off. What the bloody hell do you think you are? You're not God to me. And I was not allowed to work because I was nearly killed at work, and that was 20 odd years ago. And nobody helped me get back to work. So I couldn't earn my own living and get my own pension because I knew I was going to be disabled. I am psychic. I could see. My dad told everybody that he wasn't make it past 60. He didn't. He was 58 or 59 when he died. He said he was not going to get to his old age. He knew. Because I come from a psychic family. And I always believe that if you use your psychic abilities for, you have your psychic abilities, and you use it for the wrong things, you lose it. And then you have to pretend that you've still got it. And I've never lost it. Well, I did. That's when I lost my memory. I lost everything. That's why I know our mind is more powerful than some of these psychiatrists who talk about chemicals in our brain. We're more than chemicals in our brain. Why do you think, how do I walk in so much pain? I'm in 10 pain, agony. I'm in the same pain as cancer. How do I do it? Mindset. How did my dad do it? He was in pain. How did he do it? Mindset. Mind over matter. And we are stronger in mind than we are in matter. That's why the Pentagon and the CIA and all that crap and everybody else, all the secret shit, obviously destroys the mind. They know how to destroy an army. You just destroy it with the mind. Well, that's why they used, people during the war, propaganda, And the same with the Japs. They did music and tried to. That's why we are very strong psychologically. We have to be. Because we have to go, well, I suppose in a way, it is a form of brainwashing, but it's to make you stronger, And as I said, if you don't believe I was saved by ET, well, how come I'm still here? Now, as I said, there was nobody on that Navy launch. Only me and my mum. They all bogged off onto Camino. And if you know Malta, you'll know Camino. And this was in the 60s. And it happened. And as I said, we made up the story about no, why? If my friend said that, I said, no, I said, yeah. So my mum, could take it because she couldn't remember. She couldn't remember a damn thing. Well, no, she must have been absolutely petrified when she saw the species that saved me. And believe me, I think you will be. Because there's no such thing as greys. I haven't come across a grey yet. That's all I'll say. What have I got? I'm not saying until I show it, until I go through the process of how I found it. And that's what a scientist does. They don't go straight into the, and a storyteller tells that as well. They don't go straight into. I wish I could show you it, but I can't at the moment. I've got about 200 photographs. They all say the same phenomenon. And also what I was talking about, the sky. My friend in America brought it to attention, and I looked and I thought, yeah, that's not right. And I saw, well, I haven't been here. I've been in cuckoo land, I was catatonic when my company nearly killed me. And yes, I could have got millions, but the barrister and who my mum got said, Leslie's not going to make it. The stress is going to kill her. Or he meant we'll kill others, because that's what I nearly did. I did. I'm going to have my teeth soon, because obviously I am very, what's the name of my teeth? I'm going to have my false teeth soon, my false plate. And that was due to the council. It just shows you I wasn't well when I talking to you on the other night, because, I am. And it's not good, is it? Losing a lot of your teeth, and you kept them all right. And I had soft enamel, so I looked after them very well. Why did I have soft enamel? It's funny, I've come across so many people with fibromyalgia that's got soft enamel. I'm saying around to myself, IBS, incontinence, the bloody lot. And I had this even as a child. Well, yeah, I was talking to my friend yesterday, well, my helper, but he's my friend. He's my brother, And he said to me, it was a little girl, young girl, and she's on a stick. And I know what's causing it. Our psychic abilities. Well, what do you think contactees from, Stephen, is it Stephen Gear? Yeah. No? He was saved. He said he went out of a body experience. Well, I was drowned. I drowned in front of my mum. She didn't expect somebody to put me back in her arms. And obviously they took her memory off because she was probably hysterical, They don't want to hurt us. ETs don't. No. And sometimes I think that when somebody said they've been probed, I think it's been a secret thing. Especially in America. I'm not knowing it, and other things as well. They've dealt with so much, but they will not get that technology to work, which they've nicked. But they're nicked the not the highest intelligence. No, NASA doesn't know about that, but they have. The astronauts have, but the so-called git faces scientists won't listen to them. Because there were some cosmonauts who actually said they saw like angels, It's on here. You can have a look at it on YouTube if you want. I've been looking at things and I've been thinking, yes, I can totally agree with that. Because it's been buzzing me. Why save a little girl? Why save me? And I'm not the only one. If you are somebody who has been saved by ET and you're frightened of saying it, do, subscribe to me because you're not alone. And I belong to a UFO club on here, and I will tell them that I'm on YouTube. But obviously, I need my tripod so I can take more photographs of the phenomenon that's just outside my door. And they will come to me because I'm a contactee and I'm psychic. They come to us who are psychic, that see the world in a different way, and I don't. Well, I always have done. And I'm not a nutcase. I once said it to the teachers, and my dad was bloody livid. Because he was like it. You want to see me a child psychiatrist? No, they need to see a psychiatrist, not me. I was enhanced. Or what is there was made not dormant anymore because they saved me. They saved me more ways than one because when I was living in Malta, I couldn't perspire and there was something else wrong with me. And we were leaving. That's why I was on that Navy launch because they all got together, the guy, because they knew we were leaving. Because, I wasn't taking it very well. I wasn't taking living in the heat very well, And funny now, with fibromyalgia, I feel the bleeding cold. I can take the bleeding heat. Funny, really strange, isn't it? And the thing is, I was. And that's why they got the launch together, because they wouldn't have done it any otherwise. So they all got all the kids together and us, and, it was like a farewell, because my parents knew all the military. Well, we did. I've got all my stuff. I want my mum saved. Because they all called her a hoarder. No, she was a collector of memories because they all made big memories for her. Some of it obviously was taken by other members of family, which really upset me, because they don't know memories. They just think it's money. Because we had a real chafing dish, and that is what the nomadic Arab people, it was an antique, Arab antique made out of copper and brass. And it kept the food hot, Imagine in the tents, you're having a feast, and that's what it used to do, Very old, ever so old, but somebody took it. Made the excuse that my mum wasn't looking after it, and he took advantage also of my I wasn't all back. I am back now. Not all, I'm still fractured. You are fractured memory. You are fractured memories when you've got PTSD. And also, if you're ex-forces, the government has no idea what PTSD, and people are absolutely inundated the mental health now. Because they've all got bloody PTSD, because also you get it from surviving an illness that would kill you. And you come back from the dead. When you come back from the dead, you're a changed person. And also you change physically as well. You're more weaker. Oh, yeah, you are. You know? And that's what's happened with COVID. People coming back from COVID, they call it a second COVID. No, it's not. It's fibromyalgia. They don't say anything. I know exactly. When somebody said to me, I feel so tired, I'm going, yeah, sounds like bloody me, yeah. And ME as well. ME's the same. They won't bring it out. They won't. You know? And when you think that was a mistake by the Chinese, but also the Americans were involved in it, well, we've always known that. That's why we wore NBC suits. That's why we had injections. American soldiers had more injections than us because we didn't do it so much. No, we didn't. Well, yeah, we really are guinea pigs, really. We weren't so much, as I said, because we're UK, you know. But we weren't treated right as forces, as civilian, as forces personnel. No, we weren't. No, not at all. But do I hate? No, I don't hate anyone. I forgive. I don't hate the bleeding cows. I just think they're bloody idiots. And I'm just going to pay the 55 quid because that's all. That's what I came to. I want to know a bit more about it. But anyway, and I'm also here for my friends. I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about my family, my generations, the stories that have come through. And that's what happens. That's why you should never forget the past. You learn from it. And you sit, watch, listen, and learn. And adapt to learn. Learn to adapt. That's why I've adapted. But also I've got a strong will. And that's what the council, Lincolnshire County Council, didn't like. No. And I was what? What was I? I was a woman. No, I'm not. I'm a lady. Don't like this man on the end, thank you. No, I don't. That's when I say love, equality, peace in the universe, beyond, etc. It's not about the universe. There are dimensions, and even scientists are beginning to say that. It's coming out slowly, but it's not strong enough. And also, I understand why we need to use electricity more than oil, because we should have used it in the first place. And coal. I remember the coal fires. I remember having coal fires, and there used to be smog. Nearly killed everybody in London. Oh, I don't forget my family stories that tell me. Because my grandfather was very, very bad with his lungs, because it just shows you how we go beyond. My granddad had tuberculosis out in the desert, and he didn't know. He didn't know. No. As soldiers are unique. We are trained, but we're also from families, generations. I'm from 5 generations, I think, 4 generations. But also, I have spirituality of different faiths in my family. Well, yeah, my one of my great aunties, she was a ecclesiastical nun. Ecclesiastical nun. I was nearly one, but I went in the army instead because I wanted to be a vicar. I couldn't be a vicar. Unheard of in them days. You see, I was a lady born beyond my time. Because my dad was a man beyond his time, you see, so he brought up a daughter equally, and his wife. Mum could DIY, because Dad thought, well, you know, he wasn't here most of the time. He was always away. So we were really glad when we lived overseas with him. That's why he wouldn't put us in boarding school. And we had the best times when we lived there, not because it was a lovely, warm and everything, but because we were together. I think we were together the longest when Dad was overseas, because he was close to the Cold War work he had to do, you know. And he was headhunted by NASA, but he refused. And he went to Area 51 and he refused. And you just like plodding on, just like the backbencher who got killed. No? And I understand why they're not going on too much about Islamic extremists. Because we were dealing with oil. That's why. I'm not going to go into the country, but you figure it out what I'm talking about. And they don't want us all to be. They don't want us to go electric. And the big companies are going electric, and that's where they get all their money from. That's what's the big deal about. That's why there's Islamic extremists. That's why they want to destroy our democracy. I can see it. And also, they want to turn against ETs as well. No, that's why ET's watching. The watchers are watching. And they're watching. You can see them watching. Honestly, they really, really are. And thank you, Chris. Thank you very much. And anybody else who's on Chris's channel, please subscribe to me. Because, I am a newbie, but I'm getting my story out. And this is because of Chris of Mars Anomalies. He gave me the help. Obviously, it was a bit harsh to me and judgment on one of me, but I found it, but I hadn't sorted it out yet. They want you to think it's a whiteout. It's not a whiteout, Chris, but you'll see in time when I can get my video. I've got this sorted. This was hard enough because it's a little bit more complicated than Facebook. Better screen. Well, too right it is. And a better picture. That's why I've come to. And I'm poor as a bloody church mouse. I mean, that's why I'm living in such a shit pit. That was a red curtain. This curtain needs to go and all. I'm living in terrible conditions. But my government left me in that. But it's not the government that is a parliament, it's the Lincolnshire County Council. And they know about me now. Of course they do. And they don't not. No, they don't. They're frightened. And they say the bloody well should be. I've got PTSD and I'm a soldier. And in 2002, I could have, well, you would all know me for the worst thing. I'm so glad it was a cat that saved me. Oh, yeah, they're psychic. All life forms are psychic. Where is she? There you go, Dada. I see my little cat. I'm going to see the love of my life. Oh, she is. Oh, yeah. Come here. Come here. Yeah, there you go. There she is. This is the love of my life. This is unconditional love. This is life that we are destroying. Yeah? What we're destroying out there. I won't use any bloody weed killer in my wildlife garden. It needs to be a little more tidy than that. But the wildlife love it. I'm giving them a haven. And we all should give them a haven. Because we've taken the land off them. Yeah, I used to be Greenpeace. I used to be Friends of the Earth and all that lot. Even in the army. You can't be like that. Oh, yes, we did. In Salisbury's Plain, we found, I think it was the natterjack toad. And it was in the news, actually. Long time ago, obviously. And we got the specialists. They don't believe in experts. That's a wrong word and all. How can you be an expert when you have to learn a bit more? That makes you a student, doesn't it? So you're not, no, you can't. There's no shit word. As I said to you before, this is the book that's got a lot of inequality in it. So much inequality in it, it's no joke because it's all written by men. Some of it, no. I mean, I must admit, because they have changed a bit of it. There's new words going in and obviously old words obliterated. But we need that word, expert, obliterated. And there's other words, woman. No, I don't want to be a woman. Female. No, I don't want a male on the end, thank you. You got to think. I mean, women were treated abominably. We were subservient. We were killed for nothing. And I know the reason why. Because we were psychic. We taught the children, so we would have been more. And that's lost. All our psychic ways of healing a destroyed brain, a fragmented brain, a fragmented soul. Somebody like that lad who was, brainwashed by the mullahs. Yes, I can see why. My dad told me something like that, and it's true. How do you defeat terrorism? You keep it where you can still see it. So I know the reason why the Iraq war was done. Oil. Well, go electric. It can be done. And even if you're in flats or something like that, there will be there is technology, and there's also there is technology that you can all get the same electric for your car, even in other countries have done it. There's technology to do. That's a good technology. I know the reason why we are going. We will go. We will go electric. I know we will. We are going electric now. In fact, the gas board, they're electric. When I was speaking to the gas board, they've all got electric cars, hybrid cars. Can I take but more electric? They said we're electric. And that's where we should have gone in the first place, not bloody oil. And I know what that was. And in America, you are. So you have to try and change. Because it is. It's a phosphorus fault. And no. It should be coming out the bloody planet. That's why it's left in there. Left in the bloody planet. Down in the planet. And we shouldn't have used. It's like coal. We shouldn't have used coal. Could have made our own bloody coal, charcoal. That's an easy way of doing it. You coppice trees. That's what they used to do. But obviously, the population. But population's going to die because we're all bloody old. It's going to die from me. There's not many more children about. No. And you've got to think, youth, the next generation and next generation, how you're going to survive. And it's not us that's done it. Don't blame us. Don't blame the ordinary folk. Don't get at us. Get at military and the filthy rich. They brought this down on us. And ET knows that. Because they've made the same mistakes. That's what's in the Bible. Because I noticed in the Old Testament, God is terrible and all that lot. Oh, yeah. They learn. They become enlightened. And they don't want no, I don't think the universe can take another planet going. And also, we are just the tenants. We are not the protectors of this planet. And they won't get rid of us. One day, or you lot, who are not, who you might all fall asleep, wake up and think, bullied. It's not nice. It's not nice to be bullied. You don't bully. And a bullying regime is terrible. No. Us women have gone through it. We've gone through it. Too right. That's probably why we are enlightened. No? We've only just got our rights just now, We're making a difference, but there's still parts of the world. I mean, look, America leaving Afghanistan like that. And the women were murdered because they were teachers. Terrible. You don't do things like that. But yes, I do. And they are watching us. I'm not saying I'm a nut. I've seen it. You look out for yourself, you know. But you figure it out yourself. You go and look in the sky. Because there is a south star that brightly blazes. It's huge. We never had a bloody south star that was that size. And also a smaller north, east, east and west star. They're not stars. They're the watchers. They're what the astronauts saw, the lights. And you can all see them yourself. Go and have a look. Go and have a look outside. Oh, you can't at the moment because it's cloudy. Why do you think they're putting the cloud up? But you who live in, where it's not cloudy, you go and have a look. Because that's where I got my evidence from. They're telepathic. I'm telepathic. That's why, that's why my dad, another reason why my dad wouldn't work for NASA. And it hasn't gone away. It's come even more since I've come back from amnesia. Told you, I'm catching up with technology. And also, I couldn't face it because that was my work. I was a computer data analyst in 2000. I started 1999. I worked at a college and with computing, and I remember it was Blair in them days, and obviously he was saying education, and all he brought out was computers. That's what he thought was education. No, it's not. It got lied. Internet is very unstable, and that's the reason why. It's not just to do with America. It's not all to do with it. It's also to do with the Chinese and the bleeding Russians. And it's all to do with this bugger. And that's how they can disrupt transmissions. And I've shown you before. You sit there. Wait a minute. Don't you bite me, you little toad. Don't you bite me. And I've read these from cover to cover. There you go. Oh, a minute, you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here, you. No, you're not going. Come on. Come on. No. Again, harp. Harp is at the bottom of this. And also woodpecker. I don't know what the Chinese is called. Maybe the Saudi Arabians have got it. And etc. etc. Okay? And that's what it is. It's all about. And obviously, the next war is this war. Because to do with that. To do with harp, to do with this. And that's what they are doing. And being ex-military, I've seen it. I saw it before this guy knew about it. But they made it worse. They've made it a bigger weapon. They're using technology and technology for the worst possible things, making it a weapon. Yeah. And you're not going to destroy our democracy. No way. I don't know how corrupt some gets faced, because sometimes they get kicked out anyway. Eventually they do. But you don't kill a good man like David Amis. It was assault. It was assault. It was the backbone of our democracy. But I can understand why they are quiet about it, because we have so many Muslim. But, even the Muslim faith ain't all stable, and even a top man who wants to change it. But they can't, because it's the mullahs, the mosques. But don't get at them. Their own people have got to change it, because they didn't have a pope like what we did with the Christianity, because they're all very similar. All religions are all very similar. All faiths are all similar. Why can't we get on? I just do not know. That's what gets me. And that's what eat it. And then and I tell you what, no, they haven't been to the moon. They didn't go to the moon. all you scientists are lying. They did not go to the moon. They were not allowed to go to the moon. We all knew that in the military. Even my dad told me. My granddad was alive then, and he knew it wasn't true. He said, that's a load of rot. Why does us military say that? And even when on exercise, I used to, and they all said, even in America, American soldiers. Please forgive me for saying this, but obviously there's some of military US are very gung-ho, and that's because how you are trained and also how you are promoted. You're not promoted the same way as we are. Well, I don't know whether they're doing the same thing. I don't know, but and there were. Do you know who won the bombing competitions? My dad should know because he was part of it. Because he was an engineer propulsions. Why do you think NASA wanted him in the 60s? He's brilliant, my granddad, and also my granddad was as well, and my dad. My dad was a genius with engine. He was brilliant, and he knew he could well up a daughter who was very similar. Because I could sit when I did my computing, I could hear what was wrong with your computer by what it was doing. What I could used to listen to it. That's what I'm saying. And our biggest senses are our smells and our tastes, not our eyes and our ears, and feel and touch. Why do you think blind people will tell you that? They just don't feel. They feel the vibrations. They feel everything. You have to lose something to realise that we aren't just a body. And, you know, when you see Los Angeles and all this shit over on that side of America, oh, the body beautiful. No. To me, that's grotesque. When somebody goes to OTT with bloody too many operations and too much liposuctions and all that shit in there. Because I'm going to grow old gracefully or disgracefully. But no, I'm not going to. No, my hair has had no colour to it. Still brown, actually. And when I think about it, when somebody said to me, when I said, have I got any grey hair? No, it's more like blonde. There you go. And do you know something? It's really strange. When I lived overseas, and up to 11 or 12, I think I might have been, about 11, I think, when we left for good. And obviously we didn't have no more postings overseas. And Dad knew, so he bought his own house. It was our first home. Well, that's why he never brought his own house. Because we were always going somewhere. We were nomadic family, you know. But it doesn't mean that we didn't love, because we did, you know. And that's what this horrible school for. But anyway, I'm getting back to the subject, obviously. You know, there's so much that we should know from, I mean, when we lived in Cyprus, we found a pyramid that was sunk in the sand. Well, in the rocks and the sand. But it's not been found. We found an irrigation system. We all found it as a family. But nobody, well, what were we? We were just a bloody family, weren't we? We were just a forces family. But the old uns knew. This was, again, and there was huge statues of Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades. And also a pyramid. And they said the Egyptians had no, they were there, but they were, no, that's a pot of shit. Because it's all to do with history. Because at the start of Christianity, ladies were priests and bishops. I think it might have been and this, I'm not the first person to say this either. And obviously it's not well known. Well, no, you know, I saw it on Channel 4 when I watched TV, and I remember it. And I'm not the only one who said this either, because all what us ladies have achieved has all been kicked in the teeth, you know. Oh, there's no lady geniuses, but there was. And another thing, us lady authors had to go by our husbands' names. See, that's what we I don't hate you. That's what I've suffered, because I was a computer analyst in my own right, but I wouldn't go to bed with a bloody boss. I wouldn't touch my... Excuse me? My body's a temple. House is a precious soul. Doesn't mean I'm bloody untouchable, but excuse me. I have a great respect for myself. I didn't when I lost my memory. No, I bloody didn't. And that was terrible. And I'm ashamed. But that was not my fault. I was not looked after. And the company that killed me, I couldn't get no. They didn't believe me. Because obviously I should have had a court case out. But the barrister said, it'll kill her. No, he was worried I was going to kill. Because the way I was so quiet. And also, I struck dumb. I struck dumb with the tornado. Struck dumb with the earthquake. I was struck dumb with the bloody war. Just couldn't speak. And I had that same thing that happened to me the other day. And I can't remember. I don't know my name. I don't know. You don't. Not with PTSD, you don't. It's scary for somebody else to see. And I want to thank the two ladies, and I will go and see them. I might go and see them on Thursday and take the culprit with me. Oh, yeah. I'll tell him. I'll say, if you want to go, you want to come with me, you know. And I'll take my little cat with me, because I talked about my little cat. But I couldn't remember her name, you know. It's horrible. You don't want PTSD, believe me. And that is when you are shell-shocked. And in the olden days, they used us like cannon fodder, because we didn't care. We didn't care if we got killed, because we were tortured. And obviously we would go into the throng of things and totally go demented and hack and anything, you know. Obviously in medieval times, well, they used to call us berserkers. Out of their heads. Thank God I came back. Thank God. But that was my own people that did this to me. Ignorance. No TLC, no nothing. And they left me for... But I tell you what, I wasn't alone. No. A higher power was looking after me. And you that has had contact with ETs know this yourself. If you're a contactee, you know. And they go outside and ET's there. And others have seen it with me. Obviously, they don't want to. No, of course not. But they'll stick by me. They'll subscribe to me. And as I said, it was Chris of Mars Anomaly who started getting me my memory back about what happened to me. And I thank you, Chris, for that. I do. I really thank you. And also our alien as well, Joe. Because from Joe, I heard from Mars Anomalies. That's how I got to you, Chris. I got Joe. Joe mentioned you in his thingy. See, because we're a network. And I hope to be part of that network. And so you that watch with Chris, I mean, I'm only talking at the moment, but I will be. I just give me, excuse me, I've just come back from the dead, excuse me, And I tell you what, it's a miracle I'm still here. And even my doctor says that. It's a miracle you're still here, Lesley. I mean, I'm not eating properly. I'm on high protein drinks because I can't eat. I don't trust what I eat. No, I don't. because all the bloody Roundup and all the shit that's in it. I've always been like that, and I've been a vegetarian. But when I wasn't myself, I ate. Oh, I can't believe that I was a completely different person than 20 years ago. I mean, it happened in my 9/11 happened in October. And that happened not long after 9/11. I'm not surprised it did, actually, because I had my thoughts on it, and I was warned that I was going to be, something was going to happen to me at that company. So I know. And also I have the company spies spying on me because I wouldn't do something really bad with money. And they thought I had loads of money. Oh yeah, I've got loads of millions. I have. Christ, I'm living like a homeless person in my own bloody home. And I lived in worse conditions than that. I lived in my own piss and shit. Told you. Council didn't give a shit. Lincolnshire Council didn't give a shit. And yet I spoke to the top man because I was interested. Then we all had to pay for some of our help. We don't get free help now, you know. No, we do not. We have to pay for some of it. I pay for about 320 something a month, part of my help. And this is what the bloody other thing's about, you know. I've got it down to 55 because, you see, I got extra help and that bloody took a lot and I still don't get enough. And you know what my friend said when I was like my brother, you know, my friends become my brothers. You know, my friends become my family because I have got family, but I won't touch them with a barge pole. They're completely not like me. And yet they told that yet the council and the government listened to them rather than a woman on her own who's never married. Well, I would have married, but he got killed. He gave his duty to his country, didn't he? Oh, nobody knows about that. And I would have been living in Japan by now. I had Japanese friends. But I was forgotten about. Well, yeah, of course, because I was going to be connected with him, bless him. But he got killed serving his country. What more have I got to give? Sacrifice, huh? I've sacrificed so much. My dad did. My dad shouldn't have died. There were so many senior NCOs that shouldn't have died. And that was a cover-up and all. There you go. More cover-ups. See? I know somebody wanted me dead. And I know the accidents I had that nearly killed me. I had two. One took me mentally. And the other one took me, I've written it up, how many times I've nearly died as a child, adult, etc. Even now. I mean, I could have died of hypothermia if the police hadn't, well, if these nice ladies hadn't found me and got an ambulance. I fell outside. Well, yeah, you don't underestimate me. When I say I'm bloody going to piss off, I'll piss off. And obviously, I had enough. I tell you, I forgive the person, but there was something else that bothered me. You see, it's not just one thing that sets off PTSD into an episode. It's not just one thing that sets you off in a fibromyalgia episode. And believe me, it's painful. You're not telling me. And yet you get told, oh, you don't like working. Yes, excuse me, I worked on bloody land. I worked tatty picking, Brussels sprout picking. And I noticed they don't give the bloody knives now, maybe because obviously I don't believe they don't give you the knives because you need the bloody knives to cut the bloody buggers. Well, obviously they probably don't get so much of the bloody frosts as we used to get. And again, as an archaeologist doing earth science, we've been through stuff like this before. But the sky is not right at night. And obviously, as I said, it's not right. You have a look. Don't take my word for it. Go and have a look yourself, you know. But as I said, thank you very much. And please, anybody on Mars Anomaly that follows Chris, please come to me. I know I'm not showing you anything, but I'm telling you, you know. And then I will have the evidence. And I have got some remarkable evidence. And I'm not just talking. My friends have seen it and they've been gobsmacked. one of them said to me, why don't you have it, make a printout? It's beautiful. That's all I'll say. It's beautiful. To me, it's beautiful because I love all colour. Oh, look, I'm all dressed in all different bleeding colours. I mean, you can't see me clothes. I mean, obviously this is a bit dark, but that's only because I'm cold. Well, yeah, I can't use my heating. Well, no. There's another thing about that heating bill. And obviously the British Legion are looking into it because it's not my bill. And it wasn't my mother's bill. It's council's bill, really. Because they allowed all the heating to go through, because this was broken. Because people broke in and came in and took what they wanted when my mum was here. And even when I was here as well. Because I caught the git. But you know what they said? You're delusional, you are. Nobody believe you. They'll believe me more than you. And I'm a man. And I'm going, how many times do I have to hear that? Excuse me. And yes, you have to fear me because you don't underestimate me. Especially if I want justice. Obviously, I didn't before. No, not in 2002. You'd all heard me all around the world. But I'd rather you hear me slowly all around the world and then realise that what I am saying is true. I am. I've got nothing to bloody look. I don't want bloody loads of bloody money and loads of bloody fame. I'm a bloody poorly bloody lady. And I need the bloody story out. And I don't. I'll face you. Of course I will. I'm facing you public. You might be actually the bloody nutty lady. No, I'm not a nutty lady. I've lived life. And I've seen life that I'll tell you, some of you youngsters, I mean, I couldn't believe it when my friend said to me the same thing as what my nephew did to my mum. And I don't talk it very much, but, told you I've got a family, but I don't want, no, I won't. No. Been hard, been a hard situation, hard choice to make. But when you have family saying, why don't you kill yourself and stuff like that, because you're no good to no one, you're no good to nothing, because they think brawn is more than anything, and they weren't very nice to me when I was growing up, when I had a disability. But I told you there was a medical officer who, I won't say his name just in case he's alive, who said to my mum before we went back to UK, your daughter has muscular structural problems. She's not, and skeletal problems, and she's not working. Her body's not working right. She's not moving properly, and nothing was done. Cutbacks from the government on military, and that was a Labour government. No, I know what Labour government it was. Too right, I did. And obviously, yeah, nothing was done. I was in I was starting my teens, and nothing was done. I was asthmatic, and I didn't get diagnosed until bloody hell in my 30s. And I had it all my life. I've had fibromyalgia all my life. I've had ME all my life. I've had everything all my life. I was born with it. Mind you, I nearly died of scarlet fever, and obviously in them days, my brother got it as well. But you see, it's not going to happen to me attitude, My only blood that is sickens me, absolutely sickens me. I forgive. I forgive, but I won't forget. Well, yeah. I forgive my friend who obviously, but I won't forget, and he knows I won't. So, But we all make mistakes, I'm sure ET knows this, That's why they decimated us. Well, excuse me. And this is what the Pentagon and the others and Russia and China and everybody else is going to make us put our hatred onto ETs and blame them on the strange phenomenon, the bloody global warming and all the other shit. Put it on the right thing. You. And the filthy rich. And I pity you because you've got no love at all. And you know, what's the point of living without real love of all? No? That's what I said. That's why I'm calling my YouTube. I will change my YouTube to, well, it's up to you. If you, I mean, I am love, equality, peace. That's me. That's me all over. When I've told others, you know, and as I said, thank you for the subscriptions. Please subscribe to me. I mean, I will have it. I mean, it's just difficult for me. It's difficult for me to send an email. I've come back from the dead. That's what happens to you, you know. I mean, emails were just coming in with our, at that time, we had our own, which companies do, their own attached to the internet, but it's their intranet. And that's what I set up, an intranet. I'm bloody good at what I used to do. Well, yeah, I loved what I did. I loved computers. I loved technology. I loved Photoshop. Photoshop was part of my work as well. That's why I've gone to it like a, you know, that, because it's part of art. I remember doing something that's really strange, and it was in a film as well. I did a photo of the Eiffel Tower, and I exploded it, and it, you know, and I made little stick people, you know, sort of people running away from it. You know? That's what I was like when I first started in computers in the 90s, you know. And that's when I started. In fact, I started well before that, actually. Yes, I did. I was, well, yeah, BBC Basic, you know, all the old stuff, COBOL, all the other, you know, C++, and all that lot, and obviously HTML, and, you know, all the old stuff I was part of. But one man, one company destroyed my whole life. And believe me, I had vengeance and hate in my heart. And I'm an ex-soldier, so I know. And also, I was taught by the best. I had a man who was SAS, and he taught me a lot. He taught me a heck of a lot. I won't say his name. Oh, no, of course not. And we were going to get married. We're going to fight, you know, surprise every bugger and say, are you going to come to our wedding in Japan? And my dad knew. He wanted to surprise Mum. She knew of him, but she didn't know how serious it was. Nobody knew how serious it was. Well, no, that's how I was. I wanted to surprise every bugger because I got pissed off with being treated like I was just an idiot. You know, I wasn't. I was a genius at school. I've not just said this. My friends have told me. So I must have been, and they didn't like it. My brother didn't like me. He didn't like me because I had more brains than him. But he was a boy. Not by my dad. I mean, by the ordinary gits, you know, others. No, Dad. Mum was worried because she just, well, yeah, them days you just had to get bloody married. A man to bloody keep you. I didn't want to. I wanted to keep me bloody self. But I wasn't allowed. It wasn't to be. I did. You know. Funny, I saw a psychic lady who was Middle Eastern, and she said to me, she said, you'll get married if you want to or not. And she was right. And she said to me, you'll find yourself when you're older. And she was right there, and all. And she said also that I'm protected. I didn't know what the hell she meant, but I've nearly died, nearly 30 times. There was me, let me think. There was my scarlet fever. There was that thing that nearly killed me I couldn't perspire, and there was something I couldn't take, the heat I couldn't take, and I couldn't perspire. And then obviously I drowned, and ET saved me. And in the meantime, ET must have done something, because I didn't have that complaint anymore. Wish they helped me with my bloody fight. Maybe I had to go through this, And also, if they healed me completely, my mum said to me when I was a little baby, I never moved very well. I didn't, so obviously they couldn't heal me all, They could have done, but they didn't. Because then I would have stuck out like a sore thumb, wouldn't I? Because it was my brother, he would have seen it, And maybe there's a reason why. There's always a reason why ET does what they do. You ask others that have gone through death and been saved by ET. My friend, he did. He's only just realised when I started talking to him, and I went through the same experience. And he said, "Well, I lost time because I couldn't believe how long it'd been." And I said, "There you go then." All I can remember is I was within. I wasn't frightened. I was with family. I saw my ancestors. That's all and I've always believed that. And obviously, when I was in my teenage years, I was interested in Van Danken. I read Chariots. It was God an astronaut and all that lot and everything else, and all about Atlantis. And also, I saw things. We saw things in Egypt that didn't look right, and that was before it was tourism. We saw it ourselves. My dad used to say, it's like there's the tracks in Malta, and they go all in the sea. And they're like little railway tracks. So many mysteries. Because as I say, and my dad did say, not to my mum, couldn't take it. Neither could my brother. But me and my dad were interested in the same subjects. We're interested in the unknown and the unusual and the unexplained. And he read my books, which I bought. I read Atlantis books. I've still got some, actually. But obviously, Graham Hancock, Undersea, seeing ancient civilizations under the sea. I've still got that. It's an old book, that is. And obviously, Arthur C. Clarke, I watched all his programs from the start, and Dad did and all when he could, when he was not working, because again, I didn't see much of my dad, but we saw my dad when we lived overseas. That's why overseas was my greatest thing. But the worst thing was when Cyprus went to war and it split in half. It should not be split in half. When I went back again, I did not like it. I'm that psychic that I could feel the split between the island. Because you don't think that just because it's Earth that it doesn't take our psychic abilities, and it's not psychic itself. Tell ya, I think outbox. Always will do. And obviously, with the remote viewing, they know it. They know we're all psychic. I mean, they're getting ordinary soldiers to be trained. You don't have to be trained that way. They're trained their way. No, you don't train it. It's natural. It's a natural thing that we all do. We all have. Obviously, when and I've had other recent things with ETs as well, because I just wanted to disappear. When that MP got killed, I just went outside and I just said, Why? Why do you still? And then obviously I realised it's because they went through the same kind of thing, and they don't. Well, yeah, they're not going to destroy us. They would have destroyed us bloody donkeys ago. They don't want us to destroy our bloody selves. Well, not me personally. And don't blame us. Don't blame our generation. Blame the filthy rich and the militaries. They're the ones, the men. You want to blame anybody? Blame male totalitarian. You can see it. You can see it in Afghanistan now. And it's sheer barbarity. Places like Saudi Arabia and places like that. And females are treated, ladies are treated like a piece of shit. Female castration, it's bloody horrible. Oh, I know. And yet, my family thought I all lived in Cuckoo Land. They know nothing about me at all. I didn't want them to either. But I'm letting you know now, because I was a very, very quiet lady. Very quiet lady. Very quiet young lady I was. Very quiet young girl, very quiet. Yeah, the quiet ones are the worst ones. No, yeah, because you can't learn yabbing. I still learn yabbing, obviously, because I listen to others. I listen to others' opinions. But if you're telling me a load of crap, I don't listen to you, and I won't listen to you. If you're trying to tell me how to suck eggs, I won't listen to you. My dad was like that. I pretend I'm listening to you, but I'm bloody not. So my teeth. I'll be glad when I get my plate. And that's due to my government neglect. Like they killed my mum. I should really hate them. Be going on the streets and bashing policemen and all that lot. Just like what you said, where black matters. No, all life matters. Every single life matters. And I still love my queen, and I'm still a patriot. I wasn't. Not when I wasn't well. Even my brothers and sisters in France knows that. The French African. Wonderful. Treated me better than my own family did. Some of my own. My family up in Yorkshire were far better. No. But anyway, you're probably getting a bit bored of me. Bleeding hour, my God. I bet you're saying God, not her again. Anyway, I will start editing when I know how to. I need a bit of help. And obviously I need my friend who needs to help me a bit. He don't know much about it, but he can move his hands a bit more. I can't. At the moment, my hands are... But I really... And that is agony to me. Yeah, it is. It's agony. And that's what I am. But I take the pain away. I take the pain away by talking to you all. There you go. That's what I do. And I laugh in pain. I joke in pain. Pain. And you can see when I'm in pain that I have a mark there and it goes red. That's why you know when I'm in pain. I had that as a baby. It's a pressure mark. And I noticed when my other part of the family, blood, I don't want to mention them, obviously, like my nephew, who my mum used to give money and never used to say thank you. And I noticed a lot of other youngsters do that. No, say thank you. It's only right you say thank you. Don't accept, else you won't get it again. They'll get fed up with you. And that's what my mum did. She stopped it. And my friend stopped it. Doesn't say much, just to say thank you. And you've got it easier now, I used to send a little letter say thank you to my nan when they used to send me things. No? Don't take things for granted, because I tell you, you won't survive. You will not survive what is coming. No, Armageddon's coming. I'll survive it. Yes, I will. Because I've survived so bloody much, even in my knackered state. And believe me, I shouldn't be walking. I should be in a wheelchair. Like that little girl, I didn't need a walking stick. But that was my mindset. That was forces, you know. You're little soldiers when you're a forces child. And you live on bases. We lived on USAF bases and, well, I've lived on a USAF bases and obviously UK bases. All under military rule. And that's why my dad couldn't go to the papers about how they treated me at school. Oh, I was treated abominably at school. Because I dared to speak out. And I didn't have a bleeding boyfriend. So what? Oh, she's got to be a lesbian. No, I'm not a lesbian. I'm a very spiritual lady. I was nearly a nun. So I could have, there you go. Huh? That nun's still part of me. I'm still that nun. But I wanted to be a vicar, but I couldn't be a vicar. You can now, but not in my time, you know. Very spiritual lady, very. That's why I'm so glad I never did what I was going to do. Bloody hell, Christ. I'd killed thousands, absolute killed thousands. And ruined my life and ruined so many lives. And that's not the way to go. My God, the violence is not the way to go. I've seen too much violence in my life. Not my parents, no. When my dad got angry with his PTSD, he used to go out. That's what I do. So I don't bloody hit you. So I don't kill you. You know, you'd rather get away from it. You come away from it. Same when you've had a heart attack. You don't get in confrontations. You get away from it. Go away. Bye-bye. And that is a harder thing to do than face a confrontation. It's not to me, but then that's me. But to somebody who thinks, no. Right, I'm going to get off because obviously I'm yabbing too much. And obviously I will have time to edit something when I can. Well, you know, I need to come on here a bit more, you know, which I will be. I'll come in on and you'll get sick of me. You think, oh, Christ, not that bloody woman again. And if I do repeat itself, it's PTSD. It's CBT. Because obviously, yeah, I deal with my own CBT, cognitive behavioural therapy, and also Gestalt and personal-centred therapy. I know about them because I didn't get enough therapy, and when I did get therapy, it wasn't right. It was too long. I was too stuck. You know, I was stuck. I was stuck in time. I was stuck in, you know. Oh, I had no memory of myself. Imagine it. No memory of yourself. You didn't know your name. You didn't know who you were. You couldn't read. You couldn't write, and you were struck dumb. Then it comes back slowly, but your memory doesn't. You don't know. You get to know your name, but an empty vessel is filled in with whatever surrounds you, and it surrounded me was hate. Because there was loads of hate where I lived. Not now, but where I lived. Terrible area. Baby was murdered by its own father. There was Nazi bloody riots. And the worst thing I can think of is I was a member of it and all. I never rioted, but they were going to use me because I was quite, you know, they wanted to get in our democracy then, you know, into our parliament. And they tried to use somebody like me who was sort of, you know, and for the life of me, what the hell? That was not me. That was not me. Even when I'm remembering, that was a memory come back, you know. And that's what it's like. You get fragments, big fragments, little fragments. It's like a jigsaw puzzle. Your memory is a jigsaw puzzle. And when you've had PTSD, a trauma, and you get more trauma and more trauma and more trauma, the last straw was nearly killed by the company. And obviously I knew they wanted, I was going to die. I was going to die in that dark room. And what saved me was a kidney bowl falling onto the floor. What moved it? A power. A power moved it. My guardian angel. I've had guardian angels in my life. I tell you, I've had guardian angels in all my life. I don't know why. I don't know why they wanted to save. Why did they save that little girl, 3 years old? Why did they save her? Why do they keep saving her? I don't know. Well, maybe because it's now what I found. And that's all I'll say. It's what I found. The lies that NASA and the Pentagon, well, they're the same. Pentagon, NASA's the same. And all the other military, well, maybe NOAA's not so much, but, and don't forget, I did exercises with Americans. Some we used to call Yanks because they were OTT, gung-ho, full of themselves. The others, there was nothing different. Because I know that. I know you Americans are all the same. We aren't. We're all different. You don't judge a book by, the cover. You don't put everybody all to the same. And obviously that's probably why we don't want to get the Nazis going onto the NF, National Front. That's what rioted in where I lived. My family know nothing, absolutely nothing. All they saw was what they wanted to see. And I tell you what, I don't give a rotten toss. I know what I know. And as long as I know what I know, I don't give a rat munkles, and that's it. But I am open to discussion, because I think that's it. The best thing we can do is have discussions. That's what they do in Parliament. No? Anyway, I'm getting off, and obviously I've still had her on my knee. She's still here. Look, she's still here, aren't you? You still here? Yeah, you are. Yeah, she's gorgeous. Yeah, she's always got to get in the act, and she will, because she's a part of me. She saved my life. Yeah. And they're psychic. She's psychic with me, aren't you, darling? Yes, you are. Don't call me nutter. I'm not bothered. I've been called worse. I have, actually. Right. Take care. So it's goodbye from me. Goodbye from her. Okay. Yes. 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 Yes, you are. Right, yeah. Yeah. Good girl. Well, yeah, even if I'm doing my work, you'll still see her, because she's part of it. She saved my life. Animals have saved my life over the period of time. All life forms have saved my life, including ETs. And they aren't what you expect either. And it must have really kicked NASA in the teeth, knowing, well, yeah. Oh, dear. What they think what should be an alien to them. Anyway, I better get off. You take care. God bless. And obviously many blessings to you all. And love, peace, and equality in the universe, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Obviously that's what my panel's going to be called. At the moment, I'm Lesley, and we're talking about what I'm going to be doing. And obviously my experiences. And I think we all should come out here and be open about what we all know. And I've got so many secrets and I've told you a few, and I'll tell you more. I'll tell you more what my granddad said and what my granddad went through, and others as well. And it's all to do with ETs. It's all to do with extraterrestrials. Well, we are extraterrestrial. They won't be aliens to me because I know them. That's all I'll say. I'm another Stephen Gear, but obviously not so, not got as much money as him. So, but same experience, probably more actually. And yeah, you take care. Be safe. God bless, and many, many blessings to you all. Right, we're in stream. Right. Yes, I'm going to go, aren't we? Are we going? Yes, we are. Yes, I know. Obviously, my apologies. I've gone into cramp. So, oh dear. Just shows you I'm not being a professional, because I'm not a professional at all. I was, but I'm just oh, come on, end stream. I need to press the button. It's hard. I've gone into cramp. Ooh, I told you, I am a very poorly lady, and I'll show myself. I always will show myself as well. Take care. God bless. And many blessings, everybody. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.